squeezing too hard. Yes, yes. Now bump a little bit this way. Oh, yes.
Pin. Very good. Very good.
It looks cool, but it won't work in an actual super match. In a real scenario, Brian would have less leverage, and it is going to look something similar to the first round of the Devon versus Levan match, the second match, where both of them are literally fighting, shaking to gain just an inch of position on the arm wrestling table. You just cannot throw around people like that in an actual super match situation. Although Filip Larsson was saying that Brian is a very fast learner and he's already very strong, those words to me don't really mean too much. I'm not saying he's lying, but there is no proof that he's telling the truth. Because just imagine if Brian invites you to train him, you're a good level arm wrestler, are you really going to go back to your home and then make a video saying that Brian doesn't learn at all or Brian isn't strong at all? Nobody really does that, because we have heard some comments from Brian about Todd that Todd basically gassed him out during the training and then he was beating him up on the arm wrestling table. And also I don't remember Todd Hutchings saying that Brian is a very fast learner or Brian is already at a super high level. Maybe he said that, but I don't remember listening to it.
You get these different opinions, right? You have all these different people coming and saying, hey, Brian, this is exactly what you should do. This is how you need to do it. This is what's going to work. That's not going to work, right? Like my way is the best way.
Ermes Gasparini has uploaded a new reel flexing his 50cm forearms, cooking my new prime. As we discussed in one of the previous videos, Ermes is in a very difficult situation. The guys who are ahead of him in the rankings, it seems almost impossible for Ermes to beat them this year. It may happen next year, but 2026 seems really difficult. And the guy Vitali, who is behind him in the rankings, is slowly climbing up. In fact, he will have a match against the number 2 guy Devon in April. So if Vitali beats Devon, then Ermes is number 4. If things don't turn out well for Ermes in this year, I would like to see him in the 115 kg division. That is a class that he can actually dominate. And even against Devon, he will have a better chance of winning in the 115 kg class. Robert Baxter and Dexter Tan have responded to the allegations, saying that they changed the rules last minute just to help Devon Larratt defeat Vitali Laletin. Robert was very clear. He was already thinking about these rule changes for months now. He would have changed these rules, but he made a promise to the arm wrestlers after taking over East versus West from Engin that he won't be changing any rules for 1 year. It has not been 1 year since then, but Robert did consult most of the arm wrestlers, or maybe all of the arm wrestlers who compete at East versus West, and got their approval before changing these rules. The rule changes are: you will go straight to the strap after 2 slips, not 1. Initially the rule was after 1 slip, but then Robert talked to Adam Warzinski and also Luke Pulscher, and they kind of convinced him in a logical manner to change this rule to 2 slips and not 1. You have to return to the table in 60 seconds now instead of 90 seconds. Robert said that in boxing, in MMA, and even in some other arm wrestling leagues, the rule is the same. 60 seconds is all what you get. I've already discussed this rule in detail, my thoughts about it in the previous video. You can check that out. And the third rule change, which we had not heard about until now, is if you foul, you stay at the table. I'm not sure what Robert means by saying if you foul. So can the other guy leave the table if somebody fouls? I think after a foul, nobody should be allowed to leave the table. And maybe that is what he was trying to say. There were some questions about the referees, and Robert said something amazing. I really liked it. If you don't have trust, if you don't have faith in your referees, then it's time to find new referees. So he has to put faith in his referees, and I completely agree with that. There was a question about Akimbo versus Maayan left arm super match. Robert thinks that Maayan is way too strong for Akimbo. The gap is not close. It is a big gap. Although I would agree with him, but maybe the gap is not that big. Akimbo defeated Artur Makarov on the left. Arthur's left is nowhere near his right, but still, it is Artur Makarov. That arm belongs to him. Then Akimbo pinned David Samushia a couple of times, who also is a right-hand dominant arm wrestler, but still Akimbo's level, even on the left, is not that bad. Robert would like to see a super match between Travis Bagent and Schoolboy left-handed. Schoolboy has already commented about it somewhere, so is it already confirmed? I personally was a Huge believer in Travis Bagent up until 2018. I was excited for his comeback too. But after defeating Derek Smith convincingly, he performed really bad against Sergey Kalinichenko. Now, I don't really have too many hopes left and I don't really want to see this match. I don't think it is going to be close. Robert also said that he won't be cutting short on matches. They will have about 12 super matches, maybe even more. But the main card will have no more than 10 matches. Rest of the matches will be on the undercard. To watch the pay-per-view, go to the link in the description. Use code Pradeep for 5% off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again.